We'll do it live! Fuck it! Do it live!
Welcome to the Mouthpiece, episode 44, year 2. Today we're going to talk about, well, everything. Civil unrest in the world, Corona, WSOP online, my online rush, that's continued, as well as the most important thing, which will be me opening my small poker room where everyone will get to play poker with me in small stakes if they want. Anyway, stay tuned. The Mouthpiece is next. What up? Welcome to the Mouthpiece. It's probably been a few weeks since we had our last podcast. Maybe a little over 2 weeks. It was, I think it was a Saturday before the world officially started burning. It's been burning since March, but then came the despicable murder of George Floyd, and everybody went absolutely crazy. It really doesn't shock me. I think it has, in my opinion, the craziness, the rioting, the looting. When you lock up 8 billion people for 3 months and you give them an excuse to go out and do crazy shit, it's just going to happen. It's sad. It sucks. But it is what it is. So we all have to make the best of it and try our best to make the world a better place. With that said, a lot of people just don't understand it is an election year in which they will do anything and everything to get Trump out of office. And that includes as much civil unrest as can be. I know people who listen to the show, a lot of them don't want to believe that, but they just do it every 4 years. It's what they do to motivate their base to bring out the black vote. It's kind of like what Trump did in 2016 to bring out his base when he was telling everybody how immigrants will steal their jobs, you got to come out, blah, blah, blah. This is the thing I've learned about politics is what they do. It's going to get ugly before it gets better. It's going to be a very, very vicious election season. I do believe it'll be 10 times bloodier than the 2016 election year. With that said, Trump's running up against a guy who can't put 2 sentences together, that never leaves his basement because every time he comes out, he can't even put two words together. And whoever he basically picks for BP or whoever the elites who are in charge, they'll be running everything if Biden is to win. I don't see him being a president more than 4 or 5 months because he can't put 2 sentences together. So that's going to be a very interesting dynamic. You have one side that hates Trump and would rather vote for a dead person than Trump. And then you have the other side that's like, Trump's the greatest, this guy's a dead person, he ain't gonna do shit for the country. Anyways, I don't want to get into politics. I try my best to stay away from it as much as I can. I just hate the hypocrisy on the Memorial Day weekend all over CNN, MSNBC. Oh my God, these red states, they're all partying Memorial Day weekend. Coronavirus cases are going to skyrocket. Blah, blah, blah. It's all Trump's fault. He's going to kill everyone. Blah, blah, blah. And then the George Floyd thing happened, and hundreds of thousands were arm in arm protests, no social distancing, no nothing, and all of a sudden the health officials, protests are American democracy, and they're good. They're good for us because it fits their narrative. And anybody that says anything different shouldn't even follow my show because you're just that dumb. So, and now there's a spike in coronavirus cases, which we knew would happen. And it's so funny. You turn on CNN and it's like, coronavirus crisis spiked because of parties on Memorial Day weekend. No, there were riots and protests since the day after Memorial Day weekend. That's what caused them to spike. So it's just a double standard. It's really sickening. 3 weeks ago, de Blasio was threatening to arrest Hasidic Jews for going to funerals and having a gathering of more than 10. And a week later, you could have as many hundreds of thousands in the street protesting, and that was okay. So anybody that doesn't see that hypocrisy is just a moron. But anyways, no more politics. So let's talk about what's going on with me. Things are good. I've been playing a private game now for 3 months. I will say that I've done very, very well in this game. And it's been a blessing in disguise. But I'm just happy to have paid so much money back to people I owe. And hopefully I'll be completely out of debt here within a month. And then the rest is history, at least until I might have to have the surgery again on this other disc that is, they told me it will have to have one day. And I was pain-free since February, and all of a sudden the pain started 9 days ago, going on 10. I took a steroid pack, started 2 days ago. Normally when I take the steroid, it gets me completely out of pain. It hasn't done it this time. I'm not going to panic yet. The pain has gone down from the steroid pack, but I haven't had the results I had in February. So we'll see what happens there. I always say when I go on these big rushes that it's, usually the sign of something bad happening, but we'll try and keep positive, and hopefully I won't have to have that surgery right away. So that's just something that kind of sticks in my mind. But with that said, I am opening my own private little poker room with all small games. It's going to be 1, 2, and 2 $4 limits. It's going to be Hold'em, and it's also probably going to be PLO. 1, 2, 2, 4. It's going to be basically for all my fans. There's going to be very little pros. If pros are in the game and they're winning all the money, they will be kicked out of the game. So anybody that puts in a lot of hours and that are pros.
I can't wait to play and get that money.
Yeah, exactly. And they won't be playing in the game. So with that said, if you are interested in playing in the Mouth Poker Room, okay, I want you to go to mouthpoker@yahoo.com. That's mouthpoker@yahoo.com, and you will be given instructions on how to join the private site, the private game, how to deposit money. It's like I said, it's going to be a $200 minimum deposit. Weeks are going to go from Tuesday to Tuesday. So let's just say you deposit money into the poker room to play with me on a Tuesday, and you want to take money out. You cannot take money out till the following Tuesday. Anytime you want to deposit more, you can deposit anytime during the week at mouthpoker@yahoo.com. They will give you instructions on how to do that. Now, I'm going to be raking very, very small. Probably the smallest rake anywhere for 1, 2, 2, 4. It will be no more than $3 a hand. And included in that will be me zooming from the hours of 2 in the afternoon till 4 in the afternoon Pacific. Those hours are subject to change, but it will be a minimum of 2 hours a day. Now, during those, everybody that joins and decides to come play with me will be on a Zoom call with me and 2 other pros. During this time, it's also going to be more like a teaching lesson. So when we're playing 1-2, hopefully most of it will be $1, $2. There could be some 2-4 if people want it. I don't want to get into playing bigger games because that attracts people that are looking to make lots of money. And I don't really want pros. I want my fans. I want people who always call in and always say, it's my dream to play small limit poker with you, Mike. Or can you join our, I mean, I can't tell you how many people say, can you join our 1-2, 2-5 game? We'd love to have you. And this way you're going to have a chance to play with me. When you play certain hands, and we are in the Zoom, any hands you want to discuss that you played, and I'm in the game that you played, I will comment on that hand and tell you what you did wrong. So basically you're in the game, you get stacked for 200 and you say, oh, Mike, I just got stacked. What did I do wrong? Okay, I'm gonna give you a little lesson. So basically you're gonna be playing $1, $2 with me, maybe some 2-4. I'll be Zooming live for 2 hours a day. I have a couple of my best friends who are pros that are able to play as much as 5 games at a time. They will be playing in the game, and they will be on Zoom. So when I am not on, you will be able to know who those 2 people are. And when you email me at mouth411, or not mouth411, mouthpoker@yahoo.com, you will be able to, there will be instructions on everything and when we'll be playing. And who knows? I mean, games might get popular. They may not get so good where we get tons of people that just want to keep playing. There might be where people play just the 2 hours a day that I'm on Zoom. Whatever it is, it's me basically wanting to give back to my fans, and it's the software and the private game that on the site I'm on is spectacular. It might even be better than like PokerStars software. So it's a really good software, a good place to play on. And the thing is I didn't know any like things existed and shit. And the more I'm learning is, once online poker went away, a lot of these places went to underground poker sites. A lot of them, because they're not regulated, but the ones I play on, it's got great security. It's been up for a long time, so I feel really comfortable with that. Like I said, it's going to be a fun experience. So if you're interested again in playing with me starting next week, please email mouthpoker@yahoo.com. That's mouthpoker@yahoo.com. You will be given explicit instructions. You will be told to get a username, what you want to be called on the site, and then you will be given a Zoom code from when I'm playing to log into Zoom and be able to play with me in Zoom and talk with me. So that's what's on the plans for me starting next week. Now, I told you guys all about this a couple weeks ago, and I was all ready to...
People are asking if they can play from any state?
Yes, you could play from anywhere in the world, actually, pretty much. So that'll be really good. And I'm really, like I said, I was going to do this 2 weeks ago. I was struggling. Actually, I was in kind of like severe depression where I couldn't get myself motivated to do a podcast. I couldn't get myself motivated to to do anything, and I've dealt with this a lot, and the lockdown really exacerbated it for me, and I've kind of really done something good. Is I've gotten on a schedule. Being on a schedule is something I've been wanting to do for about 15 years, which is go to bed a certain time, wake up a certain time, and then I take a nap at a certain time. I kind of eat the same time, and then late at night, instead of taking a sleeping pill, I take a couple hits of pot, and it puts me right to sleep. Now, with that said, for some reason with my body, I sleep around 4 hours a night sleep, and then I get an hour nap between 5 and 6, and my body really hasn't been tired. I mean, me, somebody who's always slept 8 to 12-hour days, back in the day, only sleeping 4 or 5 hours, I kept thinking something's wrong, but I think it has a lot to do with, I don't know, I'm mentally ill, so who the fuck knows. Maybe it's because I just play so much poker to a certain time, and it takes then I end up playing Chinese with Phil so I usually play poker from like 10 o'clock at night till 3 in the morning. And then I play with Phil Chinese from 3 in the morning till about 5. And then by the time I unwind, I fall asleep around 6:30, 7, and wake up at 11. But it's been consistent. And then I get up and I'm wide awake. So, that's been pretty cool. So also, I will be telling you about the World Series of Poker online events. I truly believe that I am playing at the highest level of No Limit Hold'em I've played at in my lifetime, maybe since 2005. I did never believe I could play at No Limit Hold'em at this high a level again, but I have been able to, and it's been amazing and a great feeling. So I plan on streaming all the WSOP.com bracelet events starting, I think it starts July 16th, if I'm not mistaken. I'll double check on those dates. So you will be able to watch me streaming live on my YouTube channel. And we might even stream live on Twitch. I haven't decided yet if what we're going to do with that. So, but I looked at the schedule. Most are No Limit Hold'em. Some are PLO. There's a PLO 8 or better. I'm not sure if I want to stream that one live. You all get to learn how great a PLO 8 or better I am. And I mean, I might have 100,000 people watching that broadcast just to see what I know about that game that nobody else does. So I haven't decided if I want to stream that. I know all you guys are like saying, yeah, Mikey, stream the PLO 8, please, please. Well, we'll see. I've been kicking that around. But my No Limit game is just really good right now. And I wouldn't shock me one bit if I win one of these online No Limit bracelets. It wouldn't shock me one bit. So I'll be streaming those, and then it looks like I might be going to Cabo to play.
Fuck it, everyone wants to see you play PLO.
Yeah, I know they do. And then I'm going to probably be going to Cabo for the GG Poker, the other, 55 bracelet events. I haven't even looked at that schedule yet. That's not a for sure. If I'm not in pain, then that'll probably happen. If I'm struggling with pain, that probably won't happen. So, also, I did get word from the people who run the World Series of Poker. For all of you who think the WSOP is going to be online this year, that is not true. It's just them being able to give out 85 more bracelets to go with another probably 40 to 50 that they will be doing in October, November which they told me is 90% going to happen unless there's a second wave of COVID. And if there is a second wave of COVID, that'll be over the day after the election, because it's all a politically motivated way to fear people. So we'll see what dates those are going to be. But I did talk to the people that are running it, and the WSOP will happen this year. So if you want to get bets down about the World Series of Poker happening this year, just say you got inside information from me, because they did tell me 90% it's going to happen live at the Rio. So that's what's going on in the poker scene. As far as going out and playing any live poker, I do have friends that are playing private games at Bellagio and Wynn and some places. I have one friend that plays a private game where all 9 of them got tested for COVID. So it's the same 9 people playing in the game, so you don't have to worry. What are you doing, little guy? So I got a little new kitty, as you guys know, and he's running around here like a madman. I presume sometime during this broadcast he's going to jump himself up here on the desk, and you guys will probably meet him, but if not, you'll meet him shortly. So let's see what else has been going on. I don't know. They're saying that the sports is going to start up in July. That should be interesting. That's been pretty much going on with me, with no poker rooms really opening or open, and no tournaments going on. There's really not much poker to talk about except for the game that I play in. The success I've had in this game has been nothing short of spectacular. I mean, so my dad passed away April 16th. His funeral was April 22nd. So since April 22nd, I've had one losing day on online poker, and that was the day my girlfriend came home. Gee, I wonder why I lost. And that was, we all were laughing. We're like, oh, I hope she doesn't break my run. I'm on a 38-day winning streak, right? I'm like, please, she's coming home today. I hope I don't break my run. And then she came home and I got blasted. And me and my best friend Ben were like, it's her fault. Kick her back out. Send her back to L.A. But I'm like, no. I'm like, if we lose 2 more days in a row, we're kicking her back to L.A. But other than that, it could just be a coincidence. Not. So that was happened then, and so that was like 2 weeks ago. And then after we lost that day, we rolled off, I think, 14 more winning days in a row. So 52 out of 53 playing online in a private game. That's without a doubt, this has been the biggest rush of my life. If I run like this for 6 more years, I don't know if that will break even for what I've been through since 2014 with the injury, losing my house, losing everything, and not being able to leave the house or walk. So, even like Phil always like, man, Mike, you just don't know how good you run. I'd take all these beats. You hold up every hand. I said, Phil, don't you think I'm owed this rush? What I've been through the last 6 years, lost my house, lost my father, lost fucking everything, and now I'm on the right track. I've got almost everybody paid back, and things are going good. So, I tell people this. I think I told you guys this many times. Is I played the victim for 3.5 years after my injury. Why me? And that applies to kind of what's going on in the world right now. You can't play the victim card. You got to play the victor. You can't just blame people. Oh, it's the white man's fault, or it's the Jews' fault, or it's this guy's fault. You're responsible for your own actions. And I made a lot of mistakes, and now I'm able to say that I'm on a schedule. I'm doing all the right things. Things are going really good. So I'm really happy. So, we're going to be talking a lot. We got a couple podcasts coming up. this week. Today's Sunday. I think it's going to be Wednesday or Thursday. We're going to have Jungle Man on the podcast, and he's going to talk about the ghosting situation, kind of what happened, everything that led to it. I don't know much about the story, only what I've been told, but I've been texting with him, and he promised me he's going to come on the podcast this week. So it could be as early as Tuesday, but because I'm opening the mouth poker room, it'll probably be on Wednesday. So I have that going on. Another thing that I don't want you guys to get yourself in a real tizzy about, or this one really might get you guys worked up, but I have been in contact with Mike Postel, and he wants to come on the podcast to defend himself with that case. And we will be taking, during that podcast, live phone calls that anybody who wants to ask him about anything that went on, and he is more than open to wanting to defend himself. And I'll give him the floor. This will be a lot different than the first Postel interview, where we kind of let him just talk and put his side out. This will be where people will call in and be able to ask him things. But if anybody calls in and belligerently accuses him and is very rude to him, saying, blah, 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 you're a liar, da, 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 and is any way abusive towards him, you will be hung up on. So I have no problem where he can take phone calls and you can ask him questions, and he is going to be willing to answer them. But we live in the country of innocence before proving guilty, or you need to be proven guilty. You're innocent until proven guilty. So I will be more than happy. I told him before that I would give him the floor to try and defend himself, and he's more than ready to. And I told him I will be able to ask him questions, and I'm sure lots of people will be calling in the podcast that day asking him questions. But like I said, when you do, out of respect, it's only fair that you treat him with respect on the questions you do ask him. So that will be coming up here probably, before the WSOP online tournament start, and probably here within a couple weeks. So little teaser out there for that. So I got a couple little scandal people coming on. We have Jungle Man will be on the podcast, and then probably Postel will be coming on to say what he wants. I have no idea what he's going to say, nor do I have any idea what he's going to answer questions to people who call in. So I'm just giving him the platform. And like I said, when that does happen, I will not put up with anybody being belligerent towards him. So that's what's going on. We are about ready to open up the phone lines. Take your phone calls. That's 702-329-0480.
The Mouthpiece.
If you'd like to take part in our phone call segment, you can give us a call at 702-329-0480. And if you're a snowflake or a pussy and you don't want to talk to me, you can email me at mouthpiecepodcast@gmail.com. Also, follow me at the Mouth Matiso on Twitter for times that our call-in segment will be live.
The phone lines are open. 329-0480, 702-329-0480. Give me a call. Anything you want to talk about. Talk about the poker room we're going to be opening. Playing poker with me. Zooming with me. Whatever you want to talk about. You want to talk about the world burning. We talk about that. Whatever you want. So Phone lines are open. If you want to call me. If you don't want to call, don't call me. So I got a new kitten. Hey, little kitty. Come here, Gizmo. He's so cute. You should see this guy. I'm surprised he hasn't jumped up yet. I have this little toy right here. He goes crazy for it. Come here, buddy. So I play with him. He's a real bundle of joy. Come on, buddy. He's so cute. I wonder if he's going to jump up here. Maybe if I don't play with him, he might jump up here. Kitten's about this big. He runs around like he's so fast. I forgot, I got my 19-year-old and my two 10-year-olds, and they just waddle around the house. But I remember when they were kittens, how crazy they were. This little guy, he's crazy. I mean, he's like 0 to 60 in like 2 seconds. So, man, he's crazy. But I know a lot of you guys are playing online tournaments today, so you might not be able to be listening to the podcast, which is fine. I do apologize that I haven't, had so many podcasts lately. So, my father passed away on April 16th. It took me close to a month to have another podcast, and I've ran one every 2 weeks. We are going to go back to running podcasts, hopefully every week, getting different guests on the show. But it was kind of really, everything's been kind of really tough on everybody, I guess, when you never leave the house for such a long period of time. Anyway, we got a caller. Let's see what he has to say. Welcome to the Mouthpiece. Whoops. And we have a hang up. We got a caller and a hang up. Yeah, so I'm really excited about the poker room. Like I said, it's
What a
gonna be
bitch.
small. It will be small. It'll be small games, and hopefully you'll be able to have a nice experience playing $1-2 no limit with me. Could be 2-4 PLO also. I have people that want to also run some of their games out of my room. I'll probably let them do that, and that'll be their own thing. But again, it's something that I'm doing more for my fans that I'm doing for myself, So I hopefully it works out for people. Wait a minute, what are you doing, little cat? He's trying. He's making his move around here. Don't worry, I'm gonna get him here, and you guys are gonna see him in a minute. He's running like a madman. He's so cute. I needed a new kitten. I don't know. I just, when my, there's an update on my other cat. We ended up, he was getting up. They said he had epilepsy. We put him on all these meds. I spent like $5,000 for MRIs and all this shit. They told me he had a 0.1% chance to live. And it ends up that we find out that he had tea tree oil poisoning from this tea tree oil mix of cleaner that my girlfriend had on the counter, that because we found cat teeth bites in the bottom of it, and it's very, very poisonous for cats. And so we've been weaning him off the meds, and he's doing a lot better. We don't know. We still have about 3 more weeks of weaning him off the meds to know for sure if that's what caused it. But when you see cat teeth marks in the bottom of a bottle of vinegar, tea tree oil, and lavender, you presume that's, and then you look it up and they say how poisonous it is and it causes seizures, and you presume that that's probably what caused it. But it could have also gotten into that because of all the seizures, and he was like flipping out. So we don't know that yet for sure. I have weaned him off some of the meds. He's getting back to normal. So that's going good with that. It's a Sunday afternoon around 5:30. I'm a little bit shocked we don't have a lot of calls coming in. Normally I get unlimited calls. I thought Sunday afternoon would be a good day to run the podcast because of the fact that a lot of people playing online tournaments. It's weekends. The people who went back to work are off. But heck, if nobody wants to call in and talk to me, then go fuck yourselves. I like that. Cannot complain.
We do have a callback request. We could try that.
Oh, we do have a callback request? Well, let's give them a call. See what they have to say. COVID and my dad. Let's see.
Hello?
Welcome to the Mouthpiece. This is Mike. What's up?
Not much, just chilling. How you doing?
I'm doing good, man. What are you doing? Who's this?
This L.
Hey, what's going on, my man? How's life treating you?
Good. What's about this new poker room you got starting out?
Yeah, there's a little $1-2 game. It might be 2-4. We're gonna start off $1-2. Just small.
What casino?
It's gonna be my own private room. It's gonna be an online site, in which people will be able to play with me. They'll be able to Zoom with me for at least for 2 hours a day. It's basically kind of giving back to my fans, people who want to play cheap poker with me. So it should be fun.
You know what, Mike? You a hustler, man. You always got something going on.
I wish I was a hustler, man. If I was a hustler, if I was a true hustler, I wouldn't be in the predicament I got myself into. But
Do you know Zigman?
yeah, I know him.
He told me, I talked to him on Instagram a few weeks ago. I said I be talking to Mike sometimes on the show, and he barely speak English. He was like, "Yo, Mike owe me $30K online." Like, I don't know, was he drunk or did he really mean it? You owe him $30K online.
I don't owe him anything. So
I know you don't owe him. I think he was drunk out of his mind or something like that.
He's actually a nice guy. We've always gotten along good.
Huh?
He's a nice guy.
Zigman?
I mean, I've gotten along good with him. I don't have nothing to
When
say
do you
about it.
when do you think the in your personal opinion, do you think the Rio's gonna close down and not be a Harris property anymore? I know they're gonna open still, but do you think after this contract ends they're not gonna be a Harris property anymore?
Yeah, I don't know. I know they sold to El Dorado. They paid like $1 billion for Harris, so I don't know exactly. I think they're going to keep it the Rio, and I think it's going to remain the same, but I don't know. I do know the World Series of Poker is 90% to happen in late October, November, with a much more scaled down version. It might even be a invite only. I don't know yet, depending.
It's gonna be at the Rio.
Yes, and depending on how bad the COVID is, if there's a second wave or not.
Invite only. The part of the World Series of Poker make it so great. Any and everybody can play and try to get a bracelet.
That's true.
Invite only is gonna be like.
Well, if that's
not gonna be worth the prize pool.
Well, if you have to understand for many of years, like the first 3 years of the World Series of Poker, it was an invite only. That's how it started. These are all going to be championship 10K buy-in events, all different games.
Okay.
Kind of like the big 10K buy-ins I play every year, where there's 200 people tops, usually between 130 and 200 in all the 10K championship events. And they're probably going to just do those and not have all the no limit events with the big fields. That's what, from what I heard, might happen. Now, if there's no second wave and the COVID's gone, it could be a mass amount of people. You understand? It all depends. Everything's up in the air with what's going on with that. So,
what you think about high stakes poker?
High stakes poker is definitely starting.
You gonna play?
Yeah, I'm gonna play. It's definitely starting back up. It was supposed to start back up until July, but that was also before the COVID also. So I'm not quite sure when that's starting, but high stakes poker will be starting up. It's probably going to be 2-4-800, 2-4-800 or 4-800, no limit. I plan on playing in those games. So
do you think Eli gonna play?
Yeah, he'll probably play. You
know who I haven't seen in a long time? I was wondering, do you know where he at? Is he doing okay in life? I haven't seen him on High Stakes Poker anymore. Sammy.
Oh, I haven't seen him in years, so yeah, I wouldn't have a clue. I mean, I have literally not seen him in anywhere between 8 and 10 years. So
You don't think he's not gonna play? Probably.
I don't think so. I don't think so. But,
I really hope you flop kings full against somebody trips and
yeah, that'd be fun.
get all the money again.
That'd be good. I want to get all. I'm playing at a really high level right now, so I'm looking forward.
I know you are. You emotional player. You play with your heart and you take it serious. I was watching a video about you the other day from 2005 when you didn't have no back injuries. You had the black turtleneck on. Remember that?
Yeah.
And like you was in your prime and you were just so emotional, and you just be yourself at the table. And I'm really praying that your back get back well because people don't know how painful that can be unless they go through it themselves. So I'm really praying you get back to tip-top
Three kings
shape so you
blocks
can.
anyone else from having three kings.
So,
You know what I mean, Mike?
Yeah, absolutely. So, no, I'm, the last 10 days I've been in a little pain. I'm hoping that I could get that fixed. And I just started a steroid pack. Hopefully that'll work. But overall, my pain level's been pretty good. And I've been on like I said, I was telling everyone, I've been on a schedule. Go to sleep the same time every day, wake up the same time every day, kind of eat the same time every day. And it's allowed me to play without having to play on Adderall, which was convinced I had to play on.
Jeez.
And I used to get really bad side effects from Adderall. So being able to play with no Adderall and being able to play at the level I've been playing on is pretty promising. So
This is my last question for you, Mike.
Sure.
Not to cut you off. You know how Ivy got the Vegas season and stuff? You think that he can play on high stakes poker with all this season of assets going on in Vegas? Because the judge, I think he should have kept his money, but the judge ordered that he got to pay the money, and they said all his properties in Vegas got to get seized. So do you think he can play on high stakes poker?
Well, that I doubt it. That's a really fucked up situation. I don't believe he did anything wrong, but I also believe
No, he didn't do nothing wrong.
I also believe when you have a name that big in poker and you have just no upside, that you need to protect it. And in this world, I mean, he could have won a couple hundred here every time he played. Nobody would have known nothing, and unfortunately,
Got too greedy.
He got a little too greedy, and when you try and screw casinos, I mean, say what you want, like places, those underground casinos in London, those are run by like mobsters in London and that have big influence on judges. So of course they're never going to win a judgment. Same with Atlantic City. They're never going to win a judgment no matter what you have as far. So as far as I don't believe that he did things wrong and he was open about it.
I just wonder how did that work? Like nothing against him, but like anybody in general. If you want a lot of money, right, Mike, and the casino in Atlantic City say, "Hey, Mike, we live in Vegas. We want to seize your assets, your cars, and your money." So whatever money you got in the bank in the United States in Vegas, can't they seize it? So don't the person in that situation.
Once they get a judgment on you, they will take it. They will try and get everything they can.
They can freeze your accounts. It's legal. They can freeze your accounts.
Yeah, when I had Jungle Man on the podcast this week, he had staked Ivy in that tournament in the championship, the Players Championship, and they didn't allow him to get that money, and he's fighting for that. I really.
He played in the tournament basically for free. He played that whatever buying it was. If he could have won it, whatever he cashed for it, they wasn't gonna give him nothing.
Yeah, and he should have known that. There should have been a contract written up between him and Jungle that he's being staked and that Jungle's getting whatever amount of money, and then there wouldn't have been this. So
they don't care because when you've been staked, the money's not going. The casino's not paying your backer the money. They paying you the money. It's up to you to be honorable and pay your backer.
Right,
it's
but
going
if you,
to you.
Yes, but if you had a contract showing, like a notarized contract showing that you're the one putting up the money and that he is only able to get, he's like, let's just say he's playing for a 20% free roll.
Yeah.
Right. They would only be able to seize that 20% instead of the whole 100.
You know they don't care about that.
No, but if it's a legal document, they can't do nothing about it. That's the whole
But
thing.
if he had his money overseas, they can't touch that, like in Mexico or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, like it's. I don't really know the whole story. It's a touchy situation, but you know, it is what it is.
And it looked like Jungle Man, speaking to him, like he did something else crazy. They say he was cheating online and ghosting, like he did a Brian Townsend.
Yeah,
like he was pretending to be. You know, that's pretty fucked up.
Well, we're gonna hear. He's gonna be on the podcast this week. We're gonna hear his side of the story. And you know, listen. I know Dan. He's a good guy. People make mistakes. I just don't think, you know, I want to hear him out. I don't really know much about it, but I'm the type of person I want to hear other people's side of the story before I just cast judgment. So
I don't think it's like a terrible thing like a Mike Postle, because you know back in online days, you know how they got T-Rex 313 and D. Daniels brothers.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure sometimes they was sitting by each other, calling out the plays with each other.
Well, that's another thing. Like people have been talking about these World Series gold bracelets that they're going to be giving out online. I mean, can you imagine how many people are going to be staying in the same house trying to win bracelets online? I mean, they're all going to be sitting next to each other, helping them out, saying, you know, taking notes on every player, saying, hey, this guy plays like this. This guy. I mean, it's like
you can't police it. You can't
police it. You know, and how I don't know. I'm on the side of the people that do not believe that online bracelets should be given away. Maybe they should give away silver bracelets, you know, instead of gold bracelets. I just think it's way too easy for people to be having 3, 4. They're all going to be renting houses in Vegas. 10 of them are going to be living together. Somebody's going to be deep. They're all going to be sitting behind them. They're all going to be giving notes. You see what I'm trying to say? I just don't think it's going to be good. But hey, they know what the consequences are of.
Are you comfortable playing for online bracelet when you know all these guys are ganging up together, and especially with all the technology, they can still be cheating online. You never know.
Well, I'll just do what they do. What do you mean? No, I'm just kidding.
Oh yeah, of course. I mean, whatever. Hey, look, if you did, who would know? Who would know?
Yeah, I would never. But you know, the people, if they do, they have to live with it. I mean, who would ever want to win a bracelet, right?
Mike, they don't care, Mike. They don't care.
Yeah, but deep down inside, when they win that bracelet, that if they do that, they're going to be like, yeah, I won a World Series of Poker bracelet, knowing other people were helping them. You see what I'm saying? Like, I could never be able to live with myself knowing that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So if that's how much they want, if that's how much they want to win a bracelet, where they're willing to cheat their way to get it, then I feel bad for them. So that's my thoughts on that. All right, man.
Mike, I just want you to have a great day. I hope your back is better. And you know what? Keep the bald head. You're looking good, Mike.
Thanks, brother. Yeah, bald head. I kind of like it. Normally, I color the beard, and I look even younger, but I was too lazy to do that today.
I wish LeBron James do what you do. He still got the little fading hairline going on.
Yeah, he does. I got sick of my thinning hairline. I was like, fuck it. I'm like,
you got the George Jefferson look going on. You look kind of sick. And I'm like, Mike, why don't you just cut it off, man? Like, you know.
Yeah. It was like, man, my hair was getting so thin. It was really pissing me off. And it was like $12,500 for hair implants. I'm like, hair implants or shave it for free. I tried to shave it for free, and everybody likes the look. So I'm going to keep
Mike,
it.
if you get hair implants right, do your hair grow normally?
Yeah, it does. Daniel had it done. Phil even had it done. But it's expensive.
Phil Ivey?
No, Helmuth.
Okay, yeah.
So
Phil Ivey need it.
So yeah, it's expensive, you know. But I don't know. Like everybody seems to really like the bald look, so we're gonna keep it until people say they don't like it. Then maybe I'll.
Hey, just keep the bald look, Mike. I mean, it don't matter what anybody else thinks, as long as that you comfortable in your own skin.
No, I love it,
and you like it.
I love it. You know what I don't like about it though is, man.
What?
I mean. My hair grows everywhere on me except the middle of my fucking head. So, like, I have to shave my head, like, twice a week
Just so, like, I saved it like yesterday, and it's already,
Okay.
it only stays like baby thin for it's already got the scruff back in one day. I like it when
But
I
you know
shave,
about,
shave
like,
it.
you
It
look
feels
good,
like a
but Mike,
baby's ass.
at least you can shave your head, Mike. I'm black, right?
Yeah.
Mike, black people, if we shave our heads, we go Nestle Crunch. We have to use clippers to cut our hair all the way off. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Black people can't shave their head. I'm a Nestle Crunch. My skin have bumps on it, so I gotta use clippers. At least you can shave your head.
I thought I was gonna have like Nestle's Crunch on my head because I used to always like pick on my head. I'm like, and now that my hair's bald, and whenever I do get a couple, like here's one right here, right, and I'm like, and I start picking at it, and I'm just like, it's kind of a bad habit I got, but yeah, I understand what you're saying, and plus I didn't know how my head was gonna look with it being bald. If I was gonna have a good shape, you know, you don't know what kind of head shape you have, but as it turns out, people kind of like it. So
you look like you're well rested, like you've been doing good in life. Like you looked kind of stressed out with the hair, like kind of receiving hairline you had. Now you look refreshed.
Oh, I'm happy.
You got a lot
man.
going on good in your life, you know.
Listen, my life right now is maybe the best it's ever been. As far as everything going on, it sucks. Like last week, or so, I've been a little bit of pain again. But other than that, poker's been great, and my sleeping schedule's been great, and so overall, I've been pretty happy. So anyway, I appreciate
great,
the call, man. Stay safe out there. The world's gone crazy, and
RIP to George Floyd, man.
Yeah.
I don't care what he did in his past. It doesn't matter. I got to pass. You got to pass, right, Mike?
Of course.
But listen, Mike. I don't care if he was on the run. The way he died was wrong.
Dude, it was terrible.
You know?
It's terrible. But see, the thing is everybody's in agreement on that. There's not no sides. I don't know one person that doesn't think that what happened to him wasn't awful, you know. And it's disgusting. And you know, to riot and destroy 170.
You should riot. You should riot. You should protest.
Wait,
protest
listen.
peacefully, but you don't have to loot. No looting.
No
I don't
shit.
think looting is a excuse to that.
It was funny. We were all joking around. We're like, when the riots started, my best friend calls me up and says, "Come on, get your ass dressed. It's time to go downtown and go riot." And we were joking, around and stuff. But yeah, you know, it takes away the riots and the looting, the anarchy takes away from this man's name and what happened. And I think it's disgusting, and it's real important to not be burning shit down, and especially in your own neighborhood. You're just taking jobs away from minorities, and that when you're burning down businesses, you know, it's just stupid. I don't even know what they think about when they do that, but it is what it is. You know, we live in a fucked up world. And you coop people up for 3 months, 8 billion people, and they're like a time bomb ready to explode. And I think that
Mike,
was like the fuse.
You was in the county jail for 6 months, Mike. You know that officer doing his whole prison bit, 10 to 20, whatever you gotta do, he would never be able to go on population. They're gonna kill him if you go to population.
No, never. He'll be in solitary the rest of his life. Absolutely. You know, but who knows? I mean, they put Jeffrey Epstein in solitary, and he somehow found a way to almost commit suicide, and a week later did it. But I don't believe Jeffrey Epstein killed himself. So,
you mean that sex trafficker guy, that billionaire guy?
Yeah. You know many safe people they had in that jail that never killed themselves, but this guy, who was the most high-profile case in the history of the country, somehow they found a way to. He found a way to. They killed him.
Yeah, he was definitely murdered.
Oh, fuck yeah.
I definitely think that.
Yeah, you know, I put a poll out the other day. 80% said he was definitely
Hillary
murdered.
did it.
Yeah. So.
Hey, but you know what? That guy that was on the run for 16 years, they made the movie White Mask with Johnny Depp. They killed him when he went to prison.
Yeah, Bulger, Whitey Bulger. Of course they killed him. You know, hey, here's
and
another
they put a rat
guy
in his mouth.
Yeah, here's another guy that was under this great protection that they killed. Give me a break, man. They could get to anybody. There's a lot. The thing I've learned, they all want to call me conspiracy theorist when I bring up things on the podcast or on my Twitter, but it's not conspiracy. It's
if you look up and you do the work, you will find out that these things, there's no such thing. Even there's just no such thing as coincidences. Remember that. There's just no such thing.
Mike, you're right, Mike. You're right about that, Mike. You're a very smart man.
Yeah.
But you also know, in jail, you guys don't like snitches because half of them in there because somebody snitched on you, Mike.
Yeah,
Somebody
exactly.
snitched on you.
And I went to jail because they wanted me to snitch, and I said, "Go fuck yourself," And
You're a real man. You're not a rat. That's what I like about you. You're not a fucking rat.
No, rats are fucking ridiculous. And you know what?
You could have ratted.
And the thing I did learn, and I've told people this, is like, listen, I know there's police brutality, but not just against black people, but I was in booking in jail where I was working. Yeah. I had to do mopping in the booking area, and I watched 4 officers take down one white guy and one black guy, and they beat the fuck out of him. Even when he wasn't moving on the ground, they kept kicking him and beating him. So I know what goes on inside there. You know what I mean? So these are things that need to be reformed and take away some of their power. Anyways, I got to go.
Yeah,
I appreciate the call, and thanks for calling the Mouthpiece, man.
All right, Mike. Bye.
Take care, my friend. Bye-bye. No. Got any more calls, everybody?
Yes.
All right.
Hello.
Welcome to the Mouthpiece. This is Mike.
Hey, Mike. How you doing?
Good. Who's this?
Jimmy. This is Jimmy.
Jimmy, what's up, buddy? I'm doing good, man. How are you doing?
Doing well.
Good.
I wanted to give you a call.
Cool.
I played with you in the past, tournaments and things like that, but I really wanted to get your take on what's going on now. Hopefully you're willing to talk about it with the Mike Postle situation.
Yeah. Well, I've been actually texting and talking with him lately. He's going to be coming on the podcast here in the next couple of weeks. The case, as you know, was dropped in California, which I kind of figured it would be because they're just, unless they're able to get into his phone and show proof of it, there's really wasn't much of a case to begin with. Now, he wants to come on and defend himself, and he's gonna be able to be taking questions from calling people like yourself. But I did promise him that if he does do that, anybody that gets belligerent towards him or doesn't treat him with respect and just ask them questions about things are fine. If they start to do anything like that, I will hang up on them because I am a believer in innocent before innocent before proven guilty. So the guy wants to be able to speak, and people will be able to talk to him and ask him questions. And so it's a little teaser I threw out there. I don't know if it'll be next week or the week after, but we have been talking, and it's something that he wants to do. So I have no problem giving him a platform where I'm not going to harass him, and he'll be able to answer questions to the people who call in. And if he doesn't want to answer them correctly, and it's fine. If people don't like the way he answers, as long as they're not disrespectful, then they'll be able to answer whatever he says. So that should be interesting.
Gotcha. Would you prefer me to not put you in the hot seat right now? Because I was going to ask you a question and wait for that podcast to come out.
Yeah, you're better off waiting for that podcast because then you could be able to call in and you can ask him what you want. I think that's probably better.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying? Because I really, I have made my own opinion of the situation. I said that I would not go public with it until all the facts are in. And so let's see what he has to say when he comes, and we're going to talk to him. And then I'll give you my opinion of it once it's all said and done. I've got my opinion of the situation. I think that a lot of it was blown out of proportion, especially now. The more I play online, like I'm able to, I literally fold top pair for one bet with like second kicker all the time. when I know I'm beat. So
I
like
hear you.
when you're playing at a high level, okay, and you play with the same people every day like Paul still did. Now, I'm not saying that he's innocent. I'm just saying that there was a lot of narrative going around that was being spun and kind of like, oh, well, I'm a pro and a pro would never play a hand like this. Well, you know, when you play $1-3 games and you play with the same people every day, people,
Yep.
I play in a 2-4. I play a pretty big private game, and then I play in a small 2-4-8 private game. And you play with the same people every day. You could just make the biggest folds for one bet. I mean, it's just easy. It's just because you know how they play. You know what I mean? And so a lot of those hands where you see them making these world-class folds, I mean, these are people you've been playing with for years. So with that said, I'm not saying that he's innocent. I'm just saying that the narrative that was spun was way bigger. You know, it's kind of like all media does. They blow things out of proportion because that's what they do. You know.
Yeah,
so,
there's definitely a stigma, and
you know,
they get some attention out of it. Now, my opinion is based on, you know, I watched quite a bit of the footage that there did appear to be something going on, you know, but there's no smoking gun.
So let's see when I get him on the podcast, and you could call in and come up with.
Okay.
I'm going to have everybody that wants to call in come up with one question to ask, whether it's about a certain hand or a certain situation, and as long as they treat them with respect, I'm more than happy to give them a platform. So. That's all.
Fantastic.
And
I will
think
call back then. If
I definitely
have time.
think
If
that
not, I'll definitely listen.
it'll probably be the most listened to podcast in my history of the Mouthpiece. But you know, I'm a fair person. I let a guy. I let him when he came on the first time just talk. I was very quiet. I didn't know nothing about anything. I still haven't gone over that many hands. You know, I smoked a little bit of pot. You know, so I'd be relaxed and I wouldn't be, you know, jumping on them. But this time,
I didn't have any problem with the way you attacked them. You can't attack people.
You can't attack
like
people.
Said,
they're just going to hang up. You know,
I was high too.
Yeah, you're not even going to get anything out of them. If you attack them.
And so when they first, a lot of the poker players, they were like, "Oh, you should have grilled them. Oh, you're the worst. That was the worst ever." And then the next day, they call me back apologizing, saying, you know, Mike's the only guy that could have got him to even talk. So, you know, I wasn't there to grill him. I didn't know the facts. And I have no problems with people calling him and asking him questions about hands and situations. And I'm sure he's got a well-orchestrated defense of himself ready to play out there. And once he does that, we'll take live phone calls and see what people have to say. So that should be interesting.
I got one suggestion for the podcast.
What's
if
that?
you could get Chris Moneymaker to call in during it, because I know that they're buddies, and him give his opinion, that would be pretty interesting.
Oh yeah. So I got a couple of people that are friends with me. The reason why I even got him on the podcast originally was a very good friend of mine told me he'd been friend with Postel for 15 years and there was no way that this has happened and that this is a narrative being spun out of, a small poker game where he was 10-1 the best player. And that person told me that he's always been one of the best players in the world. So, let's see what he has to say. And it should be interesting. But anyways, I got another call.
Right.
Got to go. Thanks for calling the Mouthpiece.
Thank you, Mike.
If you want to play on my little poker room starting next week, you could email at mouthpoker@yahoo.com for instructions. All right?
Sounds good.
Take care, my
Appreciate
man.
it, man.
Take care. Later.
Have a good weekend.
So, let's the little kitty's back. What are you doing, little guy? Oh, everybody, look at the little kitten. Look at the little kitten. Oh, he's so cute. I told you he'd come up. Welcome to the Mouthpiece.
Hello?
Welcome to the Mouthpiece. This is Mike. What's going on?
Hi, this is Larry from Oshkosh, Wisconsin.
What's up, man? Larry from Wisconsin. I might be going to Wisconsin in 2 weeks.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I got a bunch of friends that live in Wisconsin that Phil introduced me to as some of his lifelong friends. We become real close. I told him I'm going to come out and visit them in a couple of weeks right before WSOP online starts. So, yeah, I might be out there. So, looking forward
Well,
to it.
that's really cool.
Yeah.
I don't really have any questions or anything, but I don't know. I did message you on Twitter earlier this week.
Okay.
I don't know if you read it or not. I was talking about
probably.
the basketball draft, about that player, Tyrese Halliburton.
Okay. Maybe I didn't get that one.
Maybe you didn't read it because you probably get so many notifications.
Yeah. I'll take a look. Did you
But if you think of it,
direct message me? Did you DM me on Twitter?
Excuse me?
Did you direct message me on Twitter?
Yeah, I did. I gave you a direct message.
Okay, I'll take a look
I
at
don't
it.
know if you read it or not. Does it really show a read?
Yeah, what it is if I don't follow you, I get a message, and then I read. If I want to, I have to hit accept, and then I can read their message. What was your name? What was your Twitter name? And I'll take a look at it.
It's just Larry Pagel.
Okay.
I just use my real name. So,
Okay, I'll take a look.
Yeah, but basically what I was saying, when at the World Series of Poker when you were there in 2005 at the final table upstairs. I just so happened to be at the downstairs at Binion's in their nightly daily tournament at the final table.
Oh, okay.
And I took like fourth place. But I did see you come down the escalator and talking to some friends, and I thought that was pretty cool and everything.
Yeah, that was a painful day of my life, but everything happens for a reason. If I'd have won that tournament, won like whatever first was, like 6-7 million, who knows where I would be today? You know what I mean? I almost had to hit bottom and work my way back up. And the journey back has been painful at times, but boy, it once now that I am back and back on top again, it's a very good rewarding experience, if you know what I mean. So everything happens for a reason. I try not to live in the past. I try not to play the victim anymore and try and just keep myself in a positive mindset, and it's really helped me out a lot. So, I've been playing a lot of private games from this COVID online. I think I brought my No Limit game back to the level of 2005. I do believe I have. And we're going to find out when the WSOP online No Limit tournaments start. So I really feel good about it. So we're gonna see what happens, and we're gonna go from there. But I wouldn't bet against myself. I'm pretty. My confidence is really through the roof. Listen, the game I played in has not been the toughest game. I've been the best player, but you know when you're in the zone. You know when you're making these great calls, these great folds, and I feel like I'm at that level again. And I think I just needed to put the reps in. Because I used to only play No Limit Hold'em for the last 10 years, twice a year. It'd be the LAPC, and then I would play No Limit in the main event, and then I would play like maybe one other No Limit. So I didn't really have many reps in. Now I'm playing 6 to 8 hours a day, every day for the last 3 months, and wow, it's just, I never thought I could play at this level again, and I'm really looking forward to it coming up. So, I mean, I was playing at this level in the mixed games. I've always played the high level in the mixed games because people don't realize I made all my money playing mixed games. But now that I got playing this No Limit, I'm actually like really, I have no interest in mixed games. I love playing No Limit Hold'em again. And that's when you haven't done it basically in 10 years, it's kind of like something new. And the better I'm getting, the higher level I'm playing at, the better laydowns I'm making. And you're playing good when you try and rob 35 pots in about 2 weeks and you rob 34 of them. That's when you know you're playing at a high level. So,
Well, I definitely wish you luck this summer, and
that's going to be fun. And then they, I announced today on the podcast I'm starting my own little small private poker room, and anybody who wants to play, it's going to be $1, $2, and some $2, $4 no limit. And you can just go to mouthpoker@yahoo.com, and my assistant will give directions on how to join. And with that, we're also going to be having lives. I'll be Zooming live 2 hours a day with the people that play in the poker room with me. And then once I might end up still playing on there, but it's hard for me to Zoom more than a couple hours a day because I have to, when I sit in front of the computer, it's kind of hard on my back and stuff. So a lot of times I play on my iPad and stuff. So I'm going to definitely dedicate 2 hours a day to all my fans that play with me in the room. And so that should be pretty fun. So I'm looking forward to that. So.
Okay, so I just got one more thing real quick, and then you can go to your next caller.
Sure.
But part of that message was, like I said, I'm from Oshkosh, Wisconsin, and I believe your favorite basketball team is the LA Lakers.
It is. Yes.
It is. Okay. Okay, and then do you ever follow the NBA draft when it comes out? Do you watch it?
I watch everything, of course. I'm just tired.
Well, the reason why I bring this up is, so I got 2 kids. I'm 57 years old, and I got 2 boys. And, my ex got remarried and had a couple more kids. Well, one of those kids, which is now brothers with my kids, he went to Oshkosh North High School. 2 years ago, they won their state tournament. Just fast forward, he got drafted by Iowa State, and he did his sophomore year this year. And through the middle of, actually at the beginning of his sophomore season at Iowa State, he was on the draft boards for, first round pick.
Right.
And ESPN, his name is Tyrese Halliburton.
Okay.
ESPN had him as high as number 4, back in December, but then he broke his wrist and he missed some of the season or the rest of the season. But of course, the tournament never happened anyway.
Right.
So I guess ESPN's got him at number 7 now. But generally,
cool.
with all the mock drafts, have him as high as number 3 all the way to around 11.
That'll be great.
Yeah, so I just thought it'd be cool to tell you that, and you can follow.
Cool.
his progress.
I'll definitely follow him. And all my Wisconsin buddies, they think the Milwaukee Bucks are going to win the title. I got a $10,000 bet with one of them. I got the Lakers. They got the Bucks. He's got.
Oh, that's cool.
He's got front row. He's got floor tickets at the Bucks games. But he was he was showing me how much he used to pay for these floor tickets, and now that they're really good, they've upped his tickets by 10x. It used to be $4,000 a game or something like that for, I think it was $140 for the year, and now it's $800,000 or something for the year for his floor tickets, or more, 1 point something. So he's pretty upset about that. And the thing about it is, if the Greek Freak doesn't stay there, how are they going to get away with charging that kind of money? So that should be interesting. But,
it's too bad the year could play out.
Well, it's going to play out. It sucks. It's not going to play out with fans.
As far as the Bucks are concerned, because I'm a big-time Milwaukee Bucks fan. And they've had some lean years, that's for sure. And now it's not the same with a shortened season.
Giannis is he's a beast, man. I mean, even Shaquille O'Neal said he's better than he was at his age. So this guy, my God, if he ever shoots 38% from 3, who the fuck's going to be able to guard this guy? I mean, he is something. He is a talent. He could be LeBron-esque talent, But we'll see. This remains to be seen. But I got another call. I appreciate the call.
Okay.
Thanks for calling the Mouthpiece.
Quick request, real quick. Can you say hi to my good friend Brenda? I forward these podcasts on occasion to her, having listeners. Say, listen to this part, because she's not really into poker and all that. But
all right,
we definitely like all your intros and everything, and all the World Series of Poker, your little vlogs that you.
Yeah, I'm gonna be doing video vlog.
Is she hot?
just if you give a shout out to Brenda real quick, because I
You
don't
got
have
it.
her listen to this.
Okay, so this is a shout out to Brenda. Thanks for listening to the Mouthpiece. And I wish your Bucks luck of trying to beat my Lakers in the
I hope
NBA
it's the Bucks
Finals.
and Lakers now.
Me too, man. It's going to be fun. It's going to be a lot of
Okay,
shit
take care,
talking
Mike.
if it is. All right, my
Yeah.
man. Take care.
All right, it's
Bye-bye.
nice talking to you.
You
okay?
got it. Yep.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Hey, little man. I see your craziness. Come here. Come here, little man. Where you at? Whoops. All right.
Hello?
Welcome to the Mouthpiece. This is Mike.
Hey, Mike, it's Mark from
Mark.
Henderson, Nevada.
Mark, you're living down the street from me. What's going on, Mark?
I'm on the strip right now. I have a question that people have probably been wondering for a while. You remember when you staked Scotty and he won the main event?
Right.
And like he jumped to you and his girlfriend and
Yeah.
he snorted something off his hand.
Oh,
People on the YouTube comments were saying like he was snorting coke.
you know what?
Is that true or is that just
I would
bullshit?
have no clue. That was 98. I had never done a drug in my life. So
I'm talking about Scotty.
Yeah, but I wouldn't even I never even noticed that. That's something I'll have to look at. Yeah, that's actually the first time I've heard that. But you know what? Scott's done a lot of drugs in his life, so I wouldn't put it past him. Let's put it that way.
Yeah. It was crazy because it was on YouTube maybe like 4 years ago. They just recently took it off and like he remember you were like, yeah, we did it.
Yeah,
you
of
were
course.
like, we did it.
Yeah.
And you gave him a hug and then like he hugged his girlfriend.
Yeah.
And then he looked at his palm and like he like sniffed something off his palm.
I'm gonna have to look that up. I'm gonna have to see if I can find that. That's pretty funny.
No, they deleted it, but I was just seeing if you like knew about it or I mean it doesn't really matter. It's pretty funny.
It is funny, but I wouldn't have any clue really. But that
All
is
right,
pretty
Mike.
funny.
Good to
Hey,
talk.
thanks for calling in, man. I appreciate it. Take care, my man.
All right, man.
Later.
All right, have a good one.
You too.
All right.
That's funny. Little man.
This is our homie Frank from Georgia.
All right. Georgia's burning, Atlanta's burning. All right. Welcome to the Mouthpiece. Is Mike.
Hey, Mike, how you doing? Matt from Pennsylvania.
Matt, what's going on, my man?
Hey, I just was curious. I know you were about to say something, I think, but because I really enjoyed the vlogs during last year's World Series. Are you going to vlog some of the online games you're going to be playing?
I am vlogging the online games. My editor, who's over here right now, he's going to shoot a bunch of. We're gonna do some funny footage, like like you always have me coming in on the scooter. I mean, here you'll have me coming out of my bedroom, half fucking dead.
Oh, that's phenomenal. Because I remember once or twice. I remember you going live when you were playing in the online tournament. I enjoyed watching you play online, and it's a little different than you play, I think, in person.
Yeah, I'm gonna be streaming all the events that I play in for the WSOP online. I'm gonna stream them all. I haven't decided if I'm going to stream the PLO 8 yet or not because I'm so good at it. I don't know if I want to give out too much free info. But what I might
That just means you're going to win that bracelet, so you got to stream it.
I'll stream it. You could almost guarantee I'm down at the final 2 tables because I'm just that good at Omaha 8.
Do you know if you're going to play in the Poker Players one, the 50K?
Well, that's the thing is I'm playing the ones in Vegas, and then if my health holds up, I will be playing some of the online tournaments from GG Poker, which I'll be going down to Cabo. I'm looking into renting a place down there and playing the tournaments from there.
You got to vlog it, Mike. You got to vlog it all.
Oh, of course I will. Yeah, absolutely going to do that. And like I was saying,
and if you want to drag Helmuth with you.
Well, that's the thing is me and Phil have been talking about going. He's Phil's part of the virus is going to kill your fucking family, so you got to be careful. He doesn't ever leave his house. So
don't get me started on that.
Yeah, me. I'm part of the virus is maybe a little bit stronger than the flu, if that. That's me. But I'm not gonna go back there again because I know what I know and I don't need to know anything else. All you gotta do is look at the numbers. Instead of people talking about 100,000 people have died, why don't you look at the fact that there's 300 or 400,000 people have died in the world out of 8.5 billion. Okay. And
I agree 100% with you, Mike.
Right.
I honestly
that puts the number at 0.00025% to die from COVID. So
you know what really makes me sad. You know what really disappointed me was Daniel. I cannot believe some of the stuff he's saying on Twitter.
He goes into listen. I love Daniel. I told him a week ago, whatever happens, I'm not going to let politics get in the way of our friendship again. And he went off on me one day, and then we've been talking since. But he thinks I'm brainwashed and I'm down a rabbit hole and I'm a conspiracy theorist, and I think the opposite. I think he's brainwashed and he's down the rabbit hole, and all he does is regurgitate CNN. So but listen, as long as you're able to have a healthy debate, then everything's fine. And what's gone on in this country now is there's no more debate. The left is shutting down debate. They don't want free speech. They don't want debate. It's their way or the highway. And when I do try and expose the things that he wants to be true, when somebody on the left who has strong beliefs in something and you're able to show them that it's not true or it's this, they don't want to hear it. You know what I'm saying? They don't want to say. I have another friend on my left, and we have great debate, and we talk about things all the time, and she'll agree with me and she'll disagree with me in things. But one thing my friend Matt Glantz says all the time, and he's in the middle, is if you're on the far left or the far right, that's an absolute non-starter, because these are people that are not going to debate. They're going to be set at the Democrats are all socialists, and the people on the right are all white supremacists that are whatever they fucking want to call people, uneducated, whatever. So you can't have a start from there. You have to be willing to listen to debate. When somebody shows you evidence that contradicts their narrative, you need to say, maybe Mike was right, or vice versa. Maybe Daniel is right. You know what I mean? You have to be open for debate. And once you just start...
At the end of the day, Mike, I just want to get this in before my phone dies from on my cell phone. Two things. One, the guy running against Trump is half brain dead. So
no, he's not half brain dead. He's 3/4 brain dead. Don't get that right. You know, he can't even put two sentences together when they give him like 10 takes at it. You know what's going to happen? You know what they want to do? They want him to become president, and then after like a year, they're going to say he's on 4 months. It won't even be a year. It'll be like 4 months, and whoever he picks a VP will be president. That's why.
Exactly.
That's why I think he made a huge mistake in deciding he's going to pick a woman. I think he should have done who's best qualified. Now, that was before COVID and before all this unrest. And I mean, I really believe the right VP for him would have been a Cory Booker, because he's a strong, he's good at talking. I don't know what woman is going to be ready to be president. I've debated this with people.
That's nice of you to say about Cory Booker, but personally, I think he's a homo.
Well, I can't stand him. Okay, I'm the same way. But I'm also looking at somebody who, when I say strong, he's a very eloquent speaker. He comes across strong. The only other person that comes across strong is Elizabeth Warren. Now, but I don't think he could win an election with Elizabeth Warren on the ticket. So, and I don't think he can win it with Kamala Harris. So,
I think Elizabeth Warren was a crack hoe back in the 70s.
Probably was. We know she's a lying fucking Indian. That we know.
Hey, the other quick thing I want to say is I mean, despite my complete differences with Daniel and politics and everything, I think you should tweet him and just say, listen, Daniel, we've been friends for 25 years. No matter what, you're always going to be my homie. We've done
we do listen. We text
together.
Listen, we text on the phone a couple times a week, but when you get politically engaged in one side of I know this because I was like that in 2016. I was far right. It's your way or the highway, and it's very important just like to at least have debate. And we have talks, and a lot of times our talks go really well, and then a lot of times they go off the rails. So
well, you know what? I wouldn't even the next time you text them or talk to them or tweet them, I wouldn't even mention politics. I would just talk about the World Series and poker stuff.
We
do.
Something
you guys are good about.
Like he's part of the group that 90% of cops are bad people, and I'm part of the group that 90% are good people, and that's just a narrative that's being spun. That's just not true. So
first of all, all I got to say is, and I'm definitely more on your side with this, but
right.
I mean, yeah, whatever. Yeah, okay. I guess you could say he killed the guy, but
yeah, of course.
They don't talk about the black cop that got killed.
No, of course they don't.
They barely even mention
nor
him
do they talk about the 24 that were killed.
They mentioned this guy, who, by the way, was a criminal. I mean,
yeah, but one thing I'll disagree with. I don't care what his criminal past was. The guy was murdered. Period. So that. But the point is you have to. It's just a false narrative. There was only 9 unarmed black men killed last year. Okay, 19 whites. 7 were justified. 2 were charged in the blacks, and on the 19. 1 was charged and 18 were justified. And that's out of over like 10 million arrests. So it's a complete false narrative, period.
All I know is when a white guy gets killed, you don't see riots in the street and people going crazy.
No. Meanwhile,
just throwing that out there.
Yeah. Meanwhile, 7 police officers have been murdered the last 2 weeks. Okay. 36 have been murdered this year. 26 by African Americans compared to 9 unarmed black people last year and 3 this year. So there you go. Just get the narrative correct. It's an election year. They're trying to stoke racial division to get the blacks out to vote. Anybody with half a brain should know that. That's all you need to know.
Absolutely. Hey, Mike, when do you think we're going to go back to actually playing poker live again in casinos?
The World Series of Poker told me that they're 90% to happen late October, November, as long as there's no second wave of COVID. I wouldn't feel comfortable going to play in a casino until after the summer. I think the virus is going to burn out a lot from the heat here in Vegas, and we do have games that I play in. Private games with the same people, and some people have started playing in casinos private games where everybody was COVID tested. So
that's another thing they blame Trump for. Trump's the reason we have a virus. Didn't you know that?
Well, yeah, they blame Trump for the virus. Meanwhile, the virus is in every single country. And they like to say, well, 115,000 and more people positive in the United States. Well, we do have the third biggest country in the world. And if you go by deaths per million, we're third to last. Okay? Like they talk about Germany, France. If you add up all of Europe, it comes to 20 million less people and 30,000 more deaths. Okay? But they don't want, the mainstream media doesn't tell you that. And how could the virus be Trump's fault? Oh, well, he should have had tests. Oh, well, what testing he's supposed to have? Okay, the only one that has some kind of testing were like South Korea and China because they had to deal with SARS back in 2002. Where there was nobody saying, oh my God. Listen, Trump was lied to. Okay, he was told we had nothing to worry about. You didn't go from a rally telling there's nothing to worry about 2 weeks before to all of a sudden there's a virus that going across the world. Okay, he was told differently. He was lied to by certain people in his inner circle, and I'm sure by Xi Jinping also. So, there's a lot more that we don't know, and it's going to come out eventually. So we'll see. All right, my man, I appreciate the call. Thanks for calling in. And if you want to come play on my poker site, you could email mouthpoker@yahoo.com. All right. Hello? The phone died? Yeah, he said. All right.
You have reached the voicemail box of
Oh, we've been an hour and a half already, huh? Time flies. I will do this last call and we'll wrap it up.
Hello.
Welcome to the Mouthpiece. This is Mike. What's going on?
Hey, Mike.
How are you doing?
Good to speak with you. Thank you for taking my call.
Oh, absolutely.
2 quick questions.
Sure.
Because I don't want to tie up your line.
All right.
Firstly, and again, I'm coming in a little late to the telecast. If you can speak to the Apostle issue and just what you think is going to go forward with that, and secondarily, not to get political.
Yeah, turn the volume down. Turn the volume down in the back for you.
I'm sorry, my volume down, sir?
Yes, please.
Okay. Hopefully this is a little bit
that's
better.
There you go.
A little bit
go ahead.
quieter.
Yeah.
And secondarily, I mean, I voted for Trump, but to be honest with you, you're just the last comment that I heard a minute or so ago. You're basically saying he was lied to, that the information with regards to the virus and things like that.
Oh, absolutely.
What basis? Yeah, let me finish my point, and then I'll hang up, and I would love to hear your response. How are you basing on this? I mean, he has the CIA, he has the FBI,
well, exactly.
Intelligence. I'm sorry.
That's exactly.
Yeah.
So if he has the CIA intelligence, okay, why would he be going around 2 weeks before the virus saying, we have nothing to worry about? You even had Fauci 4 weeks before the virus. We have nothing to worry about. Okay, these are the people in his inner circle. Okay, what's the best way to take somebody out? You tell them from the CIA and intelligence, oh, there's nothing to worry about. Everything's going to be fine. Now, I'm not saying that happened, okay? But even if it didn't happen, the bottom line is Trump went up on the State of the Union and addressed coronavirus while the left was busy preaching impeachment. So Fox News was covering coronavirus for a month before CNN even covered it. All they were impeachment 24/7, where they already knew the result. Everybody knew he was going to get convicted in the House and acquitted in the Senate. So why waste 6 months of the American people's time when they could have been dealing with this COVID situation? That's all I'm saying.
I fully appreciate that. I don't have an argument. I tend to agree with you. But
he's made a lot of mistakes. Don't kid yourself. Trump's made a lot of mistakes, but so has everybody else. From Fauci, from the World Health Organization to the CDC, with the testing rolling out with the CDC. There's been a lot of fault and a lot of things that have been mistaken. But if you really look at what has been the biggest mistake of the whole COVID situation, it's been the nursing homes. I mean, what they told us was we needed to protect the older people. Then how in the fuck did Cuomo put people COVID positive in all these nursing homes in New York? 30-something thousand people died in New York, okay? They have the highest percentage of nursing home deaths. Something like 16% of all deaths were in nursing homes in New York. If lockdowns were a complete catastrophe, okay, what they should have done is say, if you're 65 or older, you are officially locked down. Everybody else can go out, okay? And it's been proven now that if you're under the age of 50 with no underlying conditions, the odds of dying from COVID is like I got a better chance of getting hit by a car in front of my house. You know what I'm saying? And so there was a lot of mistakes that were made.
Yeah, I don't disagree with anything you've said. I guess my point is, and keep in mind, it's coming from a context that somebody who voted for Trump 4 years ago, is that it's just my feeling over the last several months to several years that his focus is really not in administrating what's best interest of the country.
Wrong.
And it has more. Let me just finish the point. Has more to do with how can I get elected? What's the best narrative for me getting elected? How can I get my face out? Do you have that sense?
No, I don't. Now, with that said, am I disappointed in Trump? I thought he would be way more presidential. Okay, he picks dumb fights for no reason. And that's his narcissism, and he showed that he's really not a very good leader. Okay, and I'm not gonna.
You are fake news.
I'm not gonna back down from that. Okay, but with that said, I do believe that he cares about this country. I do believe that his policies had made this country. We had record low employment in every category ever on record before COVID came along. And don't get me started on COVID because I have my own conspiracy thoughts.
No. I tend to agree with you. It was just my personal opinion when I watch him. I have a really, in my gut, having nothing to do with the policies, that the way he's moved, whether it's left or right or forward or however it is, has more to do with how can I get, and I know you disagree with this, I'm just giving you my personal opinion.
Fine.
How can I get elected? What is the easiest path? What do I say in order for me to look strong, look powerful, and how can I get elected?
I look at it this.
It's a really bad take.
Yeah, I look at it this way. He was a mortal lock for re-election, and probably the biggest landslide in history till COVID came around. You know what I'm saying?
No question.
And,
I agree.
I
agree.
And anybody that knows, Biden is not going to be president. Whether he is elected president, he will not be running the country. Whoever behind the scenes will be running the country, okay? And the guy's brain dead, okay? And it's sad because people that know him said that he's actually a really nice guy, but he can't keep two sentences together. Trump is going to eat him out and spit him out at the debates, if they even debates him, because I said to myself when they all coalesced behind Biden is how were they going to hide him for 7 months? Well, along came COVID. Oh, just absolutely out of nowhere, COVID comes around. Okay, and then once the COVID started to wear off, now we have the media inciting race wars. Okay, and don't kid yourself. The media is anti-cop. They don't care how many cops die, as long as it's for a narrative to get out the black vote to get Trump out of office. And for them to be as anti-cop, and for our legislators, for the Democrats to be as anti-cop as they are, when they know that without police we have anarchy in this country, is unbelievable. To think that 55% of Democrats are for defunding and getting rid of police, how fucking brainwashed are these people? That'll be the purge 24/7. To me, it's insane.
I totally agree. I don't want to take up your time. I just want to say a couple of very, very quick things. First of all, when I get off, if you just out of vicarious interest, if you can comment on the Apostle thing going forward.
Yeah.
Second, I appreciate your candor. Whether you agree with you or don't agree with you, it takes a lot of guts to come out and say all the things that you've said, particularly in the environment that we're in. And thirdly, I love you. I love watching you play with Helmuth and all the other people. You've brought a tremendous amount of joy to me over the years, and I want to personally thank you. And hopefully one day I'll be able to shake your hand and meet you. So just from my heart to you, I appreciate all you've done for poker.
Thank you so much.
Really appreciate it.
You got it. Thanks for the call. I appreciate it.
Much love. God bless you.
Thank you so much. Yeah. So like I said, as far as the Apostle situation goes, I have just recently been texting and talking with him, and he wants to come back on the show, and he wants to try and clear his name. I told him it's if we do that, I will be taking live phone calls, and people will be able to ask him stuff, as long as nobody is belligerent towards him, because you must treat people with respect. And after you're done asking him questions, you will be able to you'll basically be able to make your own decisions on it. And I think that's about the fairest way to be when it comes to the postal situation. Again, I've done a way to keep myself at a neutral in this situation. So, anyways, we're going to take one more phone call, 2 more phone calls, and then we're going to wrap this up here on the Mouthpiece. Oops. Looks like we're going to take one more phone call. Dun, 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 dun. We call people back here on the Mouthpiece because once we're on the line, we miss their calls. They leave a callback number, and we call them back. Here we go. We got a call in. Welcome to the Mouthpiece. It's Mike.
Mike Camaro.
What's up, buddy?
I can't believe I'm talking to you.
How's it going?
How you doing?
I'm doing
good.
great.
Living in Vegas for 1 year now.
Oh, really? Are you?
Yeah.
What have you been doing yourself?
Actually, I'm a nurse. I work on a COVID unit. Yeah, and part-time poker player.
Cool.
Yeah. I usually play at the Wynn and Aria, but yeah, I want to say I definitely agree with a lot of your political lens, and I think Trump is definitely a shoo-in.
I do too.
The only thing that scares me is just the vileness and the outrage, of the left, and it keeps building and getting worse and worse.
Well, it's they're stoking this, okay? If they can have unrest and they can have the riot, they want to keep this rioting and this unrest and these protests as long as they could go, okay? Because what that's going to do is motivate the black base. Everybody knows the more that the black people did not come out to vote for Hillary in 2016, which is why Trump won. They are going to use this as a way to catapult people to come out and vote. That's why the media, they don't care who dies. They don't care how many police officers are killed. I mean, they are anti-fucking police. 90% of the police are good people. And you know what? Without the police, we're fucked. That's it.
Yeah, I love to bring stats and statistics to people when they say, like, cops are racist. I'm like, well, there's a Harvard research study by a black professor who says that cops are more likely to shoot white people than they
way
are
more
black
likely.
people, proportionally.
Yes.
And then I also say, if you don't like that, I'll give you the New York Times. And if you don't like that, I'll give you the Washington Post.
Yeah.
All far left leaning.
Exactly.
But yeah, they're like, no, that's logic and reason. Get that out of my head. That's nonsense.
That's how the left reacts. They don't want to hear the truth. When I showed somebody a study that 9 unarmed black people were killed last year. 7 were justified. 2 were police. There's a trial going on, okay? And now let's just say 2 of them got off, and let's just say 4 were convicted. Should have been, okay? That's out of 10 million arrests. Okay, do they understand every time a police officer pulls somebody over in a car, their life is at risk? They don't know they're going to pull a gun out and shoot them. I mean, look what happened on Friday night. Look what that guy did, and people are saying that they should arrest the officer, and that was murder. The guy tried to kill the officers. Took the stun gun, turned around, pointed it at him. They didn't know what he was pointing at him. They didn't know if he had a gun. It's just ridiculous. Now, the George Floyd thing was flat out murder. It was disgusting.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody agrees on that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, all society agrees on. The guy's going to be convicted of murder,
right.
And as did all those other cops. I feel bad. Apparently, one of the cops, it was his first day on the job. Talk about a horrible first day.
Yeah, and the one that's out on bail he's not a this is a guy that spends 2 days a week feeding minority people at home shelters. I mean, this guy didn't know what he was doing. I really don't think he's going to be convicted. I think I believe that maybe one of the other officers could get convicted. But the thing is most trials take 12 months to happen. They're going to fast track this trial before the election to stoke unrest. You mark my word. I've made somebody a bet. I made him $1,000 bet yesterday that this was going to happen. I told him, not only that, I will give you the nicest dinner you ever want to eat if I'm wrong, because I just know how evil the media is. They spin things. See, that's the thing. If people want to say, oh, Mike, you think everything the mainstream media says is a lie? And I say, yes. And they're like, how can you say that? I go, because I watch the fucking something that happens live, whether it's a Trump rally or a Trump speech or something, whatever it is, and then I watch left-wing media, and they just make shit up that never happened. So I tell people on the left, why don't you watch something in its entirety and then give your thing? Like somebody sent me a clip. I was telling him you should always watch Tucker Carlson. He's really fair. He calls out the right. He calls out the left. He's like, Tucker's a racist. Look what he said. The black people are coming for you. And he sends me this 5-minute clip, all right? And that was not even said. He was talking about how the mob is coming for the mayor who wouldn't denounce and wanted to defund the police. He said, I'm not defunding the police. And they went after him. And he said straight out, if they came for him, they'll come for you. Right. And so they put in this little 5-minute montage to make Tucker look racist. And then when I show them the real thing, the leftists, they don't want to believe when you show them the real thing. They want to believe the narrative that's told them. So that's all.
I always say history repeats itself. And like in the 1910s or 1920s, like there was a lot of this bullshit going on, and no one put a stop to it. I remember going to college and having a list of Marxist professors and tell me straight to my face, "Oh, you don't understand because you're white." I was like,
"Yeah,
bitch, you don't know me. I grew up." Okay, I was.
They're Marxists, is what they all are. And right now we have a Marxist takeover of America. And whether you like Trump or not, if you don't stop it, this could be the end of America. You know, if you ever heard what Ronald Reagan said, he said, nobody can ever take down America. It can only be taken down from within. And if it's taken down from within, it'll be liberalism that takes it down. So, and these are things that I've learned so much over the last 4 years politically. And when people think that I'm crazy or I'm a conspiracy theorist, I am more educated on world situations and politics than anybody in all of poker. And I will debate anybody on any issue that they want to call and debate me on. And I could show them the opposite of what they read. I could show them where that's just not true. You know what I mean? And that's it. You know, I don't want to be, but I'm fair. See, the thing is if you're on the far left or the far right, that's a non-starter. You have to be able to come and debate issues. If you can't debate issues, then you're just already too far gone. Okay? When I say this is my position, you say this is your position. We then get on, we hash it out why you believe this, and I can show you evidence of why I believe this. You know, and every time I show a leftist evidence that points in my favor, all of a sudden the phone call stops, the text stop, and they go, like you just said, it's like they want to see what they see in the New York Times or the Washington Post. They don't want to see the truth. You know what I'm saying? If you show them the truth, they go, that's not the truth. No, it is the truth. You just don't want to face the truth. So that's
it's just, I think when it comes to leftism, they kind of they do away with anything religion or God, and
right.
Like I go to shul, I worship Hashem, right. But it seems like you talk to anyone on the left wing, their God is their government, and that's why they're so passionate and they go so crazy if you question it. They worship it.
You know, I sent out a couple texts to people. I'm like, today's National Flag Day. I had no idea what the 13 folds of the flag meant. Every single person listening to my podcast right now should go look up the video of the 13 folds of the flag. And like 3 of them were Judaism, Christianity, and in God we trust. That's how this country was built, on Christian Judeo values. And they want to throw it all out and throw out everything. Just one of the folds were for our military. Another fold was for the military that have died in combat. I was like this is another thing I got educated on before today. So I tell everybody, go out and check out the video, okay, of today, what the 13 folds of the American flag, when they fold an American flag, when somebody loses their life in combat, and what every one of those folds mean. And if you learn that, you'll know what it is to be an American. And what's going on in this country right now is so anti-American, it's a fucking joke. And that's all I got to say.
All right, Mike, you have a great night. Thanks
You
for
got
taking
it,
my
man.
phone call.
Hey, thanks for calling in. Take care. Later.
Thank you.
Hi, little kitten. My little kitten came on and did a little show. Now he's all tired. He's sleepy. Look, he's sleepy. He's had it. He's had a rough 2 hours. It's a lot for him.
Hello?
Welcome to the Mouthpiece. This is Mike. What's going on, man?
Mike, what's up? This is Frank from Atlanta. What's happening, brother?
What's up, Frank for Atlanta? They're burning your fucking state down over nothing, huh?
Yeah, I know. Luckily, I live on the outskirts, so
Good,
I'm not seeing
good.
too much. But, yeah, I had a fucking 1,000, 1,500 rounds. I'm ready for them.
There you go. That's the thing. Is like what's so funny is the narrative about guns and confiscating guns. Well, that all went out the door when COVID started and all the riots started. You notice how there's no rioting of people that are standing guard in their neighborhoods with assault weapons? Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, absolutely. It's funny. I bought a pistol the other day. It's called the Spartan, and in Greek it says I know I'm gonna mispronounce this, but Molan Labe. It means come and take them, which Leonidas said to the Persian emperor. It's pretty cool. It's like a Second Amendment rights phrase that they use.
Yeah.
But what do you call it? Man, I'm so tired of hearing about politics. This
No
is
shit. I don't blame you. I am too.
Let's talk poker for a minute.
Yeah, let's do it.
I was playing on Poker Bros. I joined this club. The dude, whatever, got me in, and it's a union basically. So it's a bunch of clubs joined into one. Obviously, that's what a union is anyway.
I know exactly.
And
I'm actually
there
part of
was,
another. I'm actually opening my poker room on Tuesday, which will be a skin of a place called King's Club Poker.
Nice.
And I'm going to have basically my own room. It's going to be all $1, $2 no limit, $2, $4.
Well, you'll get fucking rich because I got a friend that.
But I'm not looking
at.
But I'm
a night. He's making $50K a week.
But I'm not looking to do that. I'm raking very small.
Yeah, you could put it 4 times the max. The big blind is the max on there. So I mean, if you run 2, I think you'll still do great.
Yeah, I'm gonna take $3 a hand max, and we'll see how many games we get. And
That's better than the casino.
Yeah, I'm gonna be doing Zoom live with my fans that come on and join me for 2 hours a day. We're going to start off probably between 2 and 4 in the afternoon. If that time seems a little bit slow for people, I might move it up till like 4 to 6 in the afternoon.
After 7,
yeah,
like
so we're gonna see what time. We're gonna ask all the people that email me for instructions on how they can deposit. And I will try and get the best info out of them, what time they think is going to be best. So I'm gonna be zooming 2 hours a day, teaching people when they play hands bad, and then if the games go after that, I do have a couple of people that will be in there helping keeps game together and talking with people and trying to make it a fun experience. I've played a lot of games, private games, in some private clubs since COVID started. We've done a lot of Zooming, which really makes it a lot of fun. And so
yeah, for sure, man. I wanted to actually talk about the dynamic of this. I snapped off a $50 rebuy on there. It was like 2,800 players and some change, or 27 and change.
Right.
And 40K was up top, 41K, like 48, 50, whatever.
Right.
And it was a turbo platform. And I remember making the final table during the bubble, like the last 3 hours of the tournament. I was so fucking card dead, literally. And I just like fluctuated between like 7 and 12 big blinds.
Yeah.
And just happened to pick, spots to shove and shit.
Yeah.
I literally never picked up a premium hand. It was just so cool because of the dynamic. I mean, I've won tournaments before, but it's usually, 3 and 4 betting. We used to have Poker Tracker and shit like that back in the day, and, see how much, this guy's VPIP and how often he's opening, to 3-bet, but this was like super crazy because I just had to stay above fold equity. And I usually try playing, GTO, but also mixed in, like, I jammed like probably 3 times in an orbit, and then I came under the gun with 8 bigs, and I had A7, and I just knew in my gut to fold it because I'm probably not getting through here, and if I get called, I'm probably going to be super behind.
Right.
And I ended up mucking, hoping for a better hand, and big blind showed 10s.
Yeah.
And anyway, I gave myself a chance. I think I caught like ace jack the next hand and jammed it in there, doubled up, and won the tournament.
Well, that's kind of like the difference between new school and old school. Like, I believe a lot in the Phil Hellmuth style, which is stay patient, don't give up, find a better spot. The math people, the GTO people believe you get down to 8 big blinds, you got to shove or whatever.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, I shipped it in there with fucking Jack 4 suited because it was plus
I do that too.
That spot, but
you look
I
for.
wasn't in love with it.
No, you look for the right spot all the time, but there's also times you could. I've folded down to 2-3 big blinds. I mean, look at. Just give you an idea. Look at what's his name? They got second in the main event this year. I mean, he had between 3 and 6 big blind, like 6 big blinds for like the last 4 days of the tournament, and found his way to get second.
And that's still, I mean, that's pretty much above fold equity. Like it's right there teetering the line.
Yeah. And the way I went broke in the main event, I was pissed off at myself. And all the GTO people are like, "Oh, it's standard." But not in the main event. You have 15 big blinds on the button. You can't be shipping ace-8 of spades.
Yeah,
that should
have
been raised.
Yeah, like you're supposed to cherish that.
In the turbos, yeah, but in the main event, no. So
I'll tell you what I did that kind of changed the difference too in my play style. I knew there was 40K up top, and I didn't check the payouts for the final table because I didn't want it to dictate my play style. So I didn't see it until I was heads up. I got heads up with like a 4.5 to 1 chip deficit, and I fucking forgot, dude. I used to make a living playing heads up online, like sit and go, second seeding, using Shark Scope.
Yeah.
I mean, it's bum hunting, but I mean, whatever.
Yeah.
And I just forget how horrible people play heads up. Like this dude's 4 and 5x and get free and shit, I'm opening every button, and I really just realized how wide you have to defend your big blind in situations basically based on pot odds, because every time he was opening, when he would open to 1.2, 1.5, he was mixing it up, which was kind of weird.
Yeah.
Where I'm getting almost 4 to 1 to call here in this spot.
Right.
And you could have whatever, your hands have equity, showdown value with king 5, shit like that.
Right.
Which I didn't used to do in the past because people just played so horrible.
Right.
But it's tough to run over people like that anymore. It
No,
just felt good, man.
I mean,
snapping off something.
The thing is
vindication.
Online to me is real. GTO and math is very important, but when you're playing live, I still believe it's about looking at them and knowing just feeling your instincts, And luckily,
intuition goes a long way.
I've played a lot of online in the last 3 months, and I've got my no limit game at a real high level, so I feel real comfortable with it, and I'm ready to put it up against anybody. And I can't wait for the.
Are you able to play in JRB's private games, or you're not invited?
I'm not invited, but I really kind of have no interest in them. I play in a lot of really good private games that have been real good to me, and I can't complain. But
there you go.
I've really gotten my no limit game at a high level, and I'm going to prove it. That's all. So I'm looking
pretty
forward
sweet,
to it.
man.
So listen, man.
I heard JRB's been fucking giving away millions.
I'm sure he has.
They're off the Keter.
I'm sure he has. And it won't be. I don't want to say anything bad about anybody, but he's not one of my favorite people. I'll just leave it at that.
No, I got you. Yeah, I seen last time where he said he owed him a couple grand or whatever.
Yeah,
and,
don't worry. He's
but it's funny. I listened to the podcast. I remember you said something in one of the earlier ones with Alan Kessler or whatever about giving yourself a chance to get lucky. Staying in long enough to give yourself a chance to get lucky.
Well, that's what tournament poker always was.
Deep in that tournament.
Yeah.
That's what tournament poker always was, is stay alive long enough to give yourself a chance to get lucky. Now they're letting people buy in on day 2 with 3/4 of the field out. You win one pot, and now you're going to cash, and you got a shot to win a tournament. I'm very much...
dude, I'm no pro by no means. Like, I haven't studied. I'm sure if I did for, a year, I could get back to where I was. But let me if I had... I have a little bit of a bankroll now, but I could fucking rape all these circuits if I was able to travel. I got 3 kids.
Yeah,
Let
me
me
too.
buy in on fucking day 2 with 30% of the field on.
Yeah, and I would do the same. I can't travel because of my injury, but I don't do studying. I've never done any sims in my life, and the last 4 no limit tournaments I've played have been 27th at the LAPC, 199th in the main this year, 30th in the Turbo, and 15th at the Bay 101 in March. Those are my last 4 no limit tournaments. So just think, if I
jam
study.
like A6, A7 in that Bay 101?
No, what I did is I fucked up with Ace Jack on a 3-heart board, Jack high, for a 1,000,000 chip pot where she flopped King 10 of hearts. I should have 3-bet pre. I made a big mistake. And now that I've been putting in a lot of reps, that won't happen again. So I feel pretty comfortable about it. So
that's pretty sweet, man. Awesome, bro. How do I find out? Would you get your shit signed up with the online?
You could go. You can email mouthpoker@yahoo.com, and you will get instructions on how to do everything. And if you come on and you see on the Zoom, remember, just say, "Hey, this is so and so. I talked to you on the Mouthpiece," and we'll chat and have some
fun. Are you going to use the slogan "Come chat, play with the pros"?
Yeah, no, it's going to be come chat and have fun with me. That's all. All right, man. Thanks for calling. I appreciate it. Have a great one.
Care, bro.
Take care, my man. Take care.
Yeah.
All right, everybody. Well, another episode of The Mouthpiece is in the books. Everybody, if you want to play with me in my new poker room, go and email at mouthpoker@yahoo.com, mouthpoker@yahoo.com, and you will be given information how to join the private room with me, and we will also be emailing you the Zoom code to play with me 2 hours a day starting on Tuesday. Everybody have a great weekend. Stay safe. Stay away from the riots. And everybody, I love you all. Take care.
The Mouthpiece.